Welcome back to Beyblade News. Today we have information over the new DB Spriggan, a new female blader, 3 new DB launchers, and 2 new Hasbro sets. But before we get into the video, if you could real quick, just hit that subscribe button. It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. Let's get into the news. So starting off the news this week, we have the release of Savior Valkyrie. It is officially out and we have now gotten reviews by 3 different channels I've watched. Savior Valkyrie, it's not the strongest Bey actually. It was some big hype and then all of a sudden the burst resistance isn't too high, which is actually really interesting considering normally Valkyrie has pretty good burst resistance, but this time it just does not. Now this could be a correlation to the shot driver having weak spring or the teeth not being as strong, or even due to the gimmicks between the rubber blades, high recoil, or spring gimmick. Potentially it could be all 3 of these gimmicks combined together, just equaling up to not be too good on burst resistance. And also another thing, core Valkyrie design is it's not actually gold or the gold paint, meaning that the original look to it is actually silver. Very interesting. And of course here we do have our different TT Of course here we do have our TT suggested combos. There may not be the best combos, but they're TT suggested. I don't think they're too good. Moving on up to the next bit of news, we have 3 new launchers, and these new launchers are special because they resemble the 3 legendary blades, Louis, Shu, and Free De La Hoya. Amazing that we actually get DB launchers that are basing off the anime characters. We get them IRL. It's not just like we get Beys and Vaults. No, we are also getting these 3 legends as well, which is absolutely amazing. Personally, my favorite has to be the Louis launcher. Tell me in the comment section which launcher is your favorite. But yeah, without a doubt, Louis is just amazing. I really do like it. I do, however, hope with these launchers we do get some sort of like different function like we did with Vault's launcher. On to the next bit of news, and this contains or pertains to the anime, and we're getting a actual female blader. If it's actually main story, really good blader, has their own DB Bey, then heck, that would be amazing. Really would be. And so if we do get, if this does happen to be really good, then heck yeah. Now we do have better pictures of the Dynamite perfect box. Now these pictures do come from Zankyre, so credit to him, but with these pictures we actually see a lot more than what we have before. One, we see a better clear picture of perfect Dynamite Belial. I'm gonna be honest, it looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Really does. Now on the smaller sides of the left and right side, we actually see the upgrades, the F gear, the V gear, the S gear, and the L gear, which we get a better look at the L gear. Honestly, it looks like a miniature Valkyrie. Like if we had Metal Fight Beyblades for burst, it looks like this would be like the outer ring for Valkyrie. On another side of the box, we do get to see the transformation, aka the quote DLC equipment for Dynamite Belial. Beyblade finally figured out how to do DLC. Gosh dang you, Tucker Tommy. On the final side of the box, we get to see some really cool artwork between all the mainline characters that we've seen through Beyblade Burst DB so far. Again, credit to Zankyre for these pictures. Now, this is interesting. Mr. Goodman here is apparently ranked number 1. Now, this is in the manga. It does seem like Mr. Goodman over here is now ranked number 1 in the world. Yeah. He's ranked number 1 in the world in the Beyblade Burst manga. Now, if this transfers on over to the actual anime, dang. Now, moving on over to the LEGO Baytuber community, White-Tested Studios has actually made some pretty cool gimmicks relating to Savior Valkyrie and to Astral Spriggan. With Savior Valkyrie, he actually made the first true working Savior bound gimmick, which is really cool. But on the contrast, with Astral Spriggan, we have Quattro's driver. Now he made probably the best Quattro driver by far at this current moment. Absolutely amazing. It's probably the best Quattro driver at the moment, if not the best. And finally, we have the information regarding the new Astral Spriggan. Now obviously with the LEGO Baytuber community, we've already been building this thing since we got pictures. But we actually have some good clear pictures. We see the parts and we see the new set of what we get in it. So starting off with the set, we have Astral Spriggan that comes with the over disc and the Quattro driver. Now this Quattro driver is actually really cool, and it's a desperate evolution that we've needed for Zeta. Really, it's game changing because the stamina and defense mode has metal, but then we have balance mode and attack mode that is rubber. Now this is going to be really interesting. I don't know how good it's going to be in the TT meta, but I sure hope that Hasbro actually does this correctly. Now also regarding the other bay that comes with this is Cyclone Belial, which is actually a really cool sky color recolor. Really nice looking. We get 2 extra discs in this. We have a gold and blue Blitz, which looks really cool. And we also get a Nexus disc. And because this has the S gear, we can instantly see how the S gear is going to work with the Nexus. So we don't have to buy Dynamite Belial instantly if you don't have Dynamite Belial. Now the 3 extra drivers we get Wave Dash. We have, and I just like, this is frustrating because it could be good, but because they did it this certain way, it's just like, really, come on, really? We get Extreme Metal Dash, or Extreme Metal, whatever you want to call it. But not only that, they did also to Survive. And it's like, why? Why was this needed? Like seriously, these metal drivers just break down the team so fast. Faster than Pro Series, I believe. I could be wrong on that though. Don't quote me on that. So the left spin Spriggan is the one with rubber, but on the right spin version of it, we have metal. And then we move on to 2 new Hasbro products. We're gonna start with the Demise Hyperion Shark Launcher. Now, by the way, these pictures are coming from Zankyre again, so credit goes to him. His links to those videos will be in the description. So this is called the Ripfire Force set. Honestly, this is quite a disappointing set, especially with its expensive price tag. I believe it's around $30, which is USD, which is it just sucks to see that. It really does.
Yeah, a bit of an update here. I went to the store and I found it. It was $25. Still expensive for it. I'm not gonna get it until I absolutely have to.
Comes with Demise and Hyperion. A Hyperion ship looks like an evil version, which is pretty cool if you're trying to make an evil Hyperion. We get a amber transparent Demise ring, and it just looks horrible. It barely has any detail on it. It's just plastic that's transparent, has a little bit of paint on it, and it looks so horrible. It really does. It's definitely not worth the money's worth of trying to get this thing.
In fact, I could have actually been the second Baytuber to review this thing. But, so again, not worth it.
The launcher itself, I would rate it a 9 out of 10 for design. If they did red instead of orange, 10 out of 10. Because that launcher looks phenomenally amazing. The color schemes, really it does. But the rest, it just sucks. It sucks. Don't even get me started on the Ripfire version of Merger, aka Spiral SpeedStorm. I honestly, I was thrown so much off guard by just looking at it. He's back. And it's so horrible because it has a chunky top and then just out of nowhere, just whoop. What is this? I thought it would be kind of at least like mold into it, you know? Like they did for Ripfire for California's and kind of for previous ones, you may be thinking, oh, well, maybe it's good in battle, right? This thing loses majority of the time. The only thing it does good up against is the less spins for SpeedStorm. Like reg spins, it just dies on. Now, at least this thing is over 40 grams, but besides that, it's just sad to see. It really is sad to see. Now for the kind of other set that came out of the blue, this another secret Hasbro set. This is, quote, the championship set that we get at the end of the year, or at the end of the season for each season. We've gotten each one since Evolution. Sparking, aka Surge, is no different here. However, they took a more hypersphere approach. Instead of doing the actual layers that were stock just recolored, they randomized a whole bunch of random parts, and it just doesn't look too good. I mean, honestly, this is Hasbro's really missed moment here, because they give us old discs, they gave us dual layer discs, and they gave us 3A and wheel. Now, why am I saying this is Hasbro's big missed opportunity? Because in the United States, this is $70, and in Canada, it's $90. And so, because it's a missed opportunity, they had the one chance to make some really big money, force us to only get this set that only comes with the missing chassis. I mean, literally, they could have done 2A, they could have done 2B, they could have done 2S. They easily could have done all of those. Like, without a doubt. I mean, a $70 set that's only locked to these missing chassis, it's a win-win for Hasbro. Okay, we're winning because we get our missing chassis. It's a win for them because we actually have to buy the layers and also the $70 set. So the fact they missed that opportunity just sucks. And the fact they gave us old dual layer discs that we could have gotten from Hypersphere and the older gens, like, come on. We've gotten that a generation ago. Give us something new. Heck, even if they're core discs, or if they're Hasbro exclusive core discs, like, come on. At least give us that. Make it special and not just like, why would I get this? These parts suck. There's nothing special about it. Now, for as the layers go, oh boy, we got some problems. 3 out of 6, I actually really do like, far as the recolors go, like the Abyss Factor. Oh my god, that thing looks amazing! Mirage Luminor actually has good detail for the majority of the part. Like, we can quote say, yes, the chassis painted, we got eyes painted, we actually get a good recolor. And then we have Demise Dual Hand. This is probably going to be our closest thing to actually getting Death Soulman. And really, this is another missed opportunity. They could have done another, quote, Hasbro exclusive in this by actually giving us the only way to get Demise Soulman. There's 2 Beys that just have horrible coloration. It's just like the Demise Hyperion here, except worse. Like, we get Brave Satum. I couldn't even tell that the Satum chip was the actual Satum chip. I couldn't even tell that. That's how bad it is. Like, and then Brave, we get, it's only these 2 layers. They're printed in a certain plastic color, and then they're put with light amount of detail. It just looks so bad. Moving on to the stadium, it's actually, of course, this is where Hasbro delivers. They delivered on their stadium. My goodness. Is this a really good stadium? I mean, it's not only fun, but it's also, it works as a normal stadium. It works as a Surge stadium. They took their mistakes from the previous stadiums, worked it up, and actually made it good. Like, seriously, this stadium is actually really good. The cover. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. It looks so good. Like, really, it does. I'm on the fence about it. I don't know if I would get it instantly, but it's a mixed bag. I wish we went back to more of Switch Strike or even Slingshot, you know. If we got that again in those kind of formats, that'd be so nice. So that concludes today's Beyblade news video. Of course, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you go ahead and subscribe for future videos on Beyblade news. And of course, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Woo!